Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. Today I'm going to show you my favorite opener for Japan. Japan is the second or third strongest start in the game in my opinion. Not as good as Germany, but roughly equivalent to the Soviet Union. Japan has less troops and industry, but better modifiers and a huge fleet. Let's get into it so I can show you how to quickly dominate the world. Regular Ironman historical, so it's easy to replicate. We start with a decently sized army of 60 units, 52 factories, a lot of manpower and very good statistics here. Our focus tree is straightforward, short and powerful, and Hirohito gives us 60 stability. Japan can absolutely dominate the world relatively easily if you remember one important lesson. Don't mess with China. It's just not worth it, at least at the start. What we need to do is get to Europe and get in on the real action. Actually, there are two ways that I like doing it. First is to country hop. First attack Siam, navally invade them, then from Siam go to Iran, and then from Iran you can cut out a way into Europe, either by attacking the Soviet Union from two sides or by going through Turkey. The second way is much more sneaky, but also doesn't have that many extra steps. We're going to invade France. But how would we do that? They're literally on the other side of the globe. Our good friend Benito can help us with that. First things first though. Let's do, say, 6 factories on support equipment, 3 on artillery, forego the tanks, lower the amount of the military ships we're making, just so the ones that are in construction get finished, cancel the planes, and the rest goes into infantry equipment. We'll get more military factories soon. Next up, some infrastructure and military factories, and infrastructure and military factories, and so on. No, actually, we should start with Tokai. There's more space there. Just like that. We have 4 research slots, which is pretty good. Don't use the company yet. We need political power early on. Fairly generic research at the start, and no focus. Why? Because this sneaky strategy relies on very early war justification. We're also going to need military access from Italy and from Germany, but Germany won't give us military access, so docking rights will have to suffice. I don't actually need those docking rights, but they might come in handy. Well, let's unpause. Italy should accept that easily. They do. These 15, and the tanks, and the motorized, and the marines will be our main force. Like this. Now that we have access from Italy and Germany, we wait until we have enough political power to justify our first war goal. See, theoretically I have military access, right? So I should be able to do naval invasions from Italian territory into French territory. That, however, is not really the case. Alright, and exercise up, you guys. Or at least not yet. We will need a little trick to make it happen. With 40 political power, thanks to militarism, we're now able to justify a war goal on the capital of Ethiopia. This entire strategy hinges on declaring war on Ethiopia before it capitulates. So if Italy gets especially lucky, you might want to restart. Otherwise, this just won't work. But Ethiopia should survive 200 days. Once we start justifying and have at least 10 political power, we can start our focus. And let's not forget to make a spy agency. Let's start by purging the Kodora faction, because we're sticking with Hirohito. He might be evil, but he's very efficient. Also, let's get all these ships into a single fleet and merge them. Also make sure all the new ships deploy into that fleet, so we won't have to manually attach them again. Assign more dockyards to all these, so they can, increase production once one of them is complete, and then do convoys. This will do. We can also request troops from our subjects. Let's get all of them from both Manchukuo and Manchukuo. And with that, we have 3 full armies, which we will station in Italy, because we already have military access there. Also, all the non-carrier planes, let's take them. They'll be doing supremacy and CAS on this army. From cryptology department, we'll need to do some decrypting on our way to Italy. Let's guide the Zaibatsus and start decrypting France. Also, our first spy is going to be this lady. She will go to Britain for now. Also, keep boosting the agency until we have another operative. It's time to promote some field marshals. We start with very good generals and field marshals. 2 guys are strong, but we have better candidates with the brilliant strategist trait, or inflexible strategist, which is also good, but I prefer the offensive. So let's promote Tomoyuki Yamashita and Toshizo Nishio. The stronger one is going to lead this entire army group. Now this army gets Tanaka, this one gets Ueda, and the last one gets the other newly promoted field marshal. Where is he? Down here, so he can gain experience too. Actually, I could use some more marines. Can I switch you 3 to marines? Yes, 4 marine divisions should suffice. Is Ethiopia still standing? Yes, it is. Alright, just 107 days. Oh yeah, make sure you guys go to the ports directly. That will be necessary later. More boosts to the intelligence agency. And since we do have enough political power for that, let's spend 30 political power to prioritize steel for guns. This is going to give me 4 factories and a boost to output. 4 factories early on are worth quite a lot. I'm actually missing some steel, but it's only necessary for the ships, so it's fine. Radio and industry. Right, we've done guide the Zaibatsus use. We could go to war economy with this, but I think it's time for the army expansion law and then go towards supremacy of will. 10% attack, defense and recovery. This is very powerful, and we should get that before we start fighting. Also, keep boosting the agency. And number 5, let's do invisible ink. That will give us an extra operative. Oh, the Italians are close to capitulating Ethiopia. I hope they do not succeed. Is my war goal still being justified, even though they took it? Yes, it is, and they still haven't capitulated because they have Harar. Okay, can I get my war goal before Ethiopia capitulates? This is quite crucial. I can, okay, we got our war goal. We immediately declare war in Ethiopia and do nothing else with it. Just declare war. What does that change? Why did we attack Ethiopia? Well, a logical answer would be to get Italy into our faction. We don't even have the faction yet, and they wouldn't agree anyway, so it's not that. Before I answer, let's start justifying a war goal on France. Doesn't really matter which bit. Let's take something close to us, like Laos. I could justify on Yugoslavia, but then France, or Czechoslovakia or Romania, but then France could cancel their guarantee and mess up my plans. Army expansion law is done. Now army expansion itself. Don't really need the chief of army. What I need is supremacy of will. No more boosts to the agency for now until machine-assisted decryption is unlocked. Also, we can use that army experience to modify our template. I'm going to take my big infantry template and add support artillery to it. It's going to make it a little bit more powerful in soft attack, and we do have the artillery for that. Having done that, I can switch the weak templates, the reserve ones, and the cavalry into that big, good template with artillery and support equipment. Have them exercise a little. Yeah, I know we need more infantry equipment, but it's not that big a deal. Also, let's get the American, send him to Paris temporarily, and start getting a collaboration government on the United Kingdom just once, maybe twice. I need more spies. I need more political power too. Also, prioritize the operations. Time to boost our field marshal, aggressive assaulter, offensive doctrine, and charismatic. Also, we can start planning our naval invasions. We're going to be attacking here, around Montpellier and Marseille. I need this port in particular. So my 4 marine units will attack it directly. Well, 3. One will go to Toulon just to block reinforcements, and I can do 6 more units. Send the motorized next to it, and the tanks too. Although the tank is not that good. No, let's forget the tanks. Just send regular infantry. It's actually going to be stronger. Motorized marines, that's 6, and 4 regular infantry units. So the attack is 2, 4, 3, 1. These should be empty. At least they were when I was testing this. I must say, should not be that heavily defended. Once we get the port, we got them in the bag. And this general gets guerrilla fighter. And this fresh field marshal gets offensive doctrine because it gives him extra attack. Normally I would go for the silent workhorse right now, but with the amount of political power he gives, he will pay himself off once we're almost done with this opener. So I will not get the silent workhorse for now. I'll get him later. Instead, I actually want the elusive gentleman, so we can get another spy. Now, the collaboration governments are not a necessity if you didn't have the DLC. They just give us a little bit more in terms of factories once we actually win. Where is my navy? It's in Kanto. It should be here instead. Move to Piemont and show me when my war goal will be ready. Almost half a year. Navy is on its way. And we have 200 ships, which is one of the major strengths of the Japanese. They start with a huge fleet, like Italy, France, Britain, and the United States. Ethiopia has capitulated. It doesn't really matter to us anymore. What matters is that I was able to paint these attack orders once we were in the same war as the Italians, because military access itself did not let us do it, but being in a war against the same enemy and having military access did. This is basically why I attacked Ethiopia. Airwings with nothing. I'm gonna assign them all to these guys. An army, it's a naval thing, doesn't matter. Our navy is in Italy, and so is our army. How are we doing on equipment? Not so good, but it will be fine. I would be using more marines, but this template is actually not that big or that strong. I just want them for the amphibious attack boost and extra supplies. Got my spy number 3. Let's get the girl. You can go to France to maintain the network once the collaboration government starts. Suppose I could infiltrate French army first. No, I don't think it will be necessary. How long does it take? 75 days. 100. I could actually infiltrate them before we start the war. Do we want an easier time with France, or do we want more gains from the UK? I think I want more gains from the UK. Let's go with a risky endeavor. Decryption? It's fine. Army expansion is done. We can do supremacy of will. 10% attack, defense, and recovery, which is extremely powerful. Italy abandons naval treaty, we don't care. Oh, the collab started. Because they're all trained up. Some of the others are still exercising. I will have slightly too little equipment, but it's never stopped me before. Let's get some steel from our puppet. We can do that on the cheap. The ships will actually be produced with that. Anti-Comintern Pact? Sure, why not? Let's be friends with the Germans. And the design company? Not that important. Let's do improved infantry equipment 1. A bit without the company. It's a bit ahead of time, but it is useful. Right, 40 days until the attack. And we have the cipher. Excellent. Stop your exercise. No time for that. Everybody go super aggressive. More military factories. Just fill everything with military stuff. We can start decrypting Britain, and let's get that fleet organized. Do a balanced task force. For now, I'll put them on patrol, we can switch to a strike force later. Don't repair, only engage if you have overwhelming strength, and that'll do. Supremacy of will is done. We're now very powerful militarily. Next up, national mobilization law. This is going to put me on war economy, and we can hire the infantry expert. 10% attack and 15% defense. I also want the offense specialist soon. Montpellier is undefended. I could have landed there as well. I'm not going to mess with the orders now, though, because we're about to attack. 10 more days. Alright, first collaboration government on the UK is finished. One of you rebuilds the network, the other gives me more spies in France. How well did that operation go? 30%. Good enough. Will I have time for another? Not necessarily. No, one is quite enough. You will instead go to the United States. Go to Los Angeles. Our war goal on France is ready. What are we going to do now? Well, of course, we will attack immediately. Declare war on France. And now we prepare our next target, which is going to be British Malaya. Oh, 10 days because I'm at war. No, that's too early. We can start justifying once we're close to actually defeating France. Regardless, I should have naval supremacy quite easily. There are some French ships here, but not enough. Now, if you're getting trouble, switch from patrol to strike force. Or naval invasion support is fine as well, I guess. But sometimes when you do strike force, they'll just leave the area and go somewhere else, like back home. So it's not necessarily a good idea to do that right at this moment. Did you guys launch yet? On pause? You did all launch. I have supremacy? I do. Okay, let's hope we can land this invasion. Oh, are they getting supremacy now? They are a little bit. Then, how about we switch to invasion support? That's a bit better. Can we actually land? Okay, in my test game this was empty, so that's a bit unfortunate, but this one here is still empty, so we'll be able to land effectively. Good. Let's select these two motorized. Go here, and here with one, here, 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 and here with the other, so we can intensify the attack on this one. And these guys have a very low organization, which is great for us. Now, the infantry, one's going here and then here, and the other is attacking directly once, this attack stops. Then leave? Yes, please. What are you guys doing? They have very low organization, so I should be able to land in Marseille, even without the support from land. Okay, this attack has been pushed back. We're now focusing on Marseille, and we can land there soon, and we have the port. Right, cancel all orders everywhere. Do a field marshal level order here. Did I forget to use the cipher? I did. Okay, use the cipher when you start actually landing the invasions. That would have helped a bit. Still, we have landed even without it, and we'll activate the cipher now. Everyone's on aggressive, assign to the field marshal level order, move north, activate, and all those in Italy, please manually send them over here, disregard any danger, go and land. Now, the important bit is to capitulate France before Britain can get involved, before they join the Allies. Also, we can now afford the offense specialist. Let's get the guy. It's just 5% attack, but it is something. Don't lose the port. Actually, let's send one unit back to the port. It's fine. We're making quick progress. Supplies will be a bit of an issue until we reach the Italian border and get a railway there, because we have military access from Italy. We don't actually need to get to Paris because France has a very low surrender threshold. We just need to get 30% of this stuff. So realistically, going this far north should do it. Cipher is active. Invasion is progressing. Also, now our supplies are pretty much secured. What we don't get with the ports, we get from Italy. Let's do national research policy to get an extra slot. Still missing some infantry equipment, but regardless, our guys are doing well. Computing machine, yeah, just keep going. We can do some manual attacks, but it's hardly necessary. You're doing great. The Air Force has arrived too. I have not secured our home isles against naval invasions because France is not going to do anything. But if you're feeling paranoid, you might want to do that. As you can see, the progress through France is relatively fast and easy, but that's because we have quite a lot of nice modifiers. 25% attack boost, and some from Intel. Maybe if I did army infiltration rather than the coalition government, it would have been a bit better. Still, it's fine. How are we doing? Well enough. You think I could rush Paris? These guys are having supply troubles, but if I force them, let's force them to get Vichy, and then you can try and get Paris. We should get Bordeaux soon. Let's observe their surrender threshold so we can use being at war for a quick justification right before we capitulate them. Oh, I'm actually gonna get to Paris. Okay, that would be cool. Even if these guys get cut off, we have practically won. Paris is undefended. Alright, so with that we can use our quick war goal justification to get our next war goal, which is going to be, drumroll, Britain will attack Malaya. I like attacking Malaya because it gives a little tension, and also I think it draws the British fleet away, although I have no evidence to support that. So let's justify on Singapore and snag Paris. Paris is mine. France shall capitulate now. Do we want to justify another war goal while we still have this quick justification? I don't think so. We need to focus on our actual target, which is France and then Britain. We don't need the spies in France anymore either. Send another one to the United States and you go to Britain. We have one collaboration government there, which means we'll get quite a lot of stuff once we capitulate them. And capitulate France. There it goes. Now you might want to get puppets if you're into that, or maybe even a lot of small satellites. It is efficient in terms of of resources and all that, especially if you get war reparations. However, it does slow the game down, and if you say puppet France, then Germany will get a war goal on your puppet France. So the most efficient way to actually do this would be to satellite all those small countries while annexing France itself. Each new puppet gets a new focus tree and 3 factories from that, which will in part be transferred to you. So should we do the puppets? Normally I don't, because it slows the game down. But this time, just to show you, I will. Oh, right, Ethiopia is also in this peace deal? Really? Just Ausa. Whatever. And again, if we get Ausa, will that actually cause trouble? Oh, right, Ausa from this bit, from French Somaliland. Sure. Satellite Kurdistan, satellite Corsica, Brittany, Occitan Republic. Sure. I don't think the Germans get a war goal there. Basque country. Tahiti. Sure. We satellite each of them, and each of them get their own focus tree. Satellite Nigeria, Senegal, Guinea, Mali, Upper Volta. Everything. Each of them gets their own little focus tree with their own free factories. Because the generic focus tree gives you, I think, 7 free factories. Oh, the Somali Sultanate instead of Ausa. Let's do that one. Oh, we can do Djibouti instead as well. There's 3 possible countries here. Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria. All of that. Vietnam, Syria, Lebanon. But not France itself. Because I don't want Germany to get an actual war goal. So now we're going to add war reparations on top of that. These countries are going to be giving all of their civilian factories to us as our puppets. And ignore the resource rights. Now we take the rest of the French territories and spend the remaining war score on getting all of their ships. We still have some score left, so we can stack resource rights onto the stuff we've taken until we run out of score. And we're not puppeting France itself. Alright, that is done. Submit demands. It's gonna look very ugly, isn't it? We've been embargoed by the Soviet Union. We took the north of France and made a lot of puppets. If you go to subjects, you can see there's a lot, and they're imperial protectorates, which is pretty good. 65% of their military industry and 25% of their civilian industry. For example, let's take a new puppet, Kurdistan. It has how many factories? 0. 0 dockyards, 0 factories, and 0 infrastructure. But what it does have is the generic focus tree. And the generic focus tree gives you, if you have sea access, I think 2 or 3 dockyards, I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 civilian factories and 3 military factories. And from that, we will get 1 civilian factory and 2 military factories from each puppet once they complete that. And we've got how many puppets? 34 puppets. We can exclude Manchukuo and Menguku because they have different focus tree. 32. That's still times 3 factories per country. That's 96 factories we're going to get extra. That's even without taking into account the war reparations. War reparations are in effect temporarily, but while they are in effect, we get all of their civilian factories. So it's 6 rather than 3 per country. And that's not even taking into account the factories that already exist. Like Japanese Occitania has 5 civilian factories, and we're getting all of them. Right, that's taken care of. Time to invade Britain, isn't it? Let's get our guys into these ports. And we have acquired a new fleet. Specifically, 134 ships from the French. What do we do with them? We transfer them all up north to Dunkirk, and we'll tell them all to patrol the English Channel. With 338 ships now in our possession, we will have no trouble navally invading Britain. Let's paint the invasion orders. Naval invasion plans are ready, and let's get professional officer corps. Alternatively, we could do state serves the military for more political power. And I think we will. Yeah, let's do state serves the military and logistical focus and meticulous preparation or political loyalty. Meticulous preparation. Get ready for your attacks. Our navy is on its way. We've been embargoed by a lot of people. Nationalize war industry. Also, let's go to occupied territories and switch to civilian oversight. That should do in building compliance quickly. We now have 5 research slots. What should we do next? How about an artillery boost? Navies are arriving, and we have our war goal now. But I want my navy to be there. All of my navy. And some is still on its way. Specifically, my new ships. It'll take them a while. Do we risk it with just the ships we have, or do we wait for the rest? Let's make it a short thing. They should be there within a month, so let's wait. And again, 200 ships. This should suffice for a quick invasion in the English Channel. Definitely should. Yeah, let's just put them on strike force and assign them here. Some are too far away. Well, they will arrive here eventually. We have supremacy, I think. If not, we will have supremacy once the others arrive. So again, make sure to only give battle if you are the most powerful force. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Oh, I still haven't decrypted their cipher. Pity, but manageable. In the meantime, we can start our collaboration government on the United States with these 2. Yeah, let's declare war on British Malaya. I don't need to call anyone in. There's no need for that. These ships will eventually arrive. We should be able to launch the naval invasion, so let's see. And yes, they have launched. Do we have supremacy? We actually do have supremacy. They have a lot of ships. We have 54 supremacy. If you don't get supremacy, just wait for the other ships. Now, if we manage to land and snag at least 1 port, we basically win. Let's see. Dover's defended, but Portsmouth isn't. Well then, that's the end of you, isn't it? Let's accept all that lend-lease. Oh, I have not enough convoys. They'll make do. And we also snag the port here. Well, in that case, let's send 1 army there there, and another army over to Portsmouth, and the rest of you guys also there. Can't find the port icon. Where is it? And here it is. Go. You drive to London. You try and take Dover. London is defended, but not heavily. You help by going south. And we got London already. Now, we only did one coalition government, so it's not going to be that easy to capitulate them. But once we do capitulate them... Oh, right. Our guys were automatically called in because I was still at war with Ethiopia. That doesn't really matter. Once we do capitulate the United Kingdom, we will have very, very nice compliance. Plymouth is ours. Just use it for supply. And our entire army is going to land soon. They have landed. Activate all your orders. Move swiftly. I do love playing as the Japanese. Supremacy of will is such a wonderful bonus. Right, now I can cancel all the orders that we have and paint a new Field Marshal level order. And liberate the United Kingdom from the United Kingdom. Go north and do so very aggressively. Since we are already at war with them, I can start quickly justifying new war goals, pulling in smaller countries into the war to be easily capitulated and taken over as minors. For example, if I attack Yugoslavia right now, they should join the Allies, and when I defeat Britain, I should get Yugoslavia, Romania, and Czechoslovakia for it. Let's try, because they're definitely not majors. Do pay attention to their surrender threshold. If you want to pull out the countries in, pause before you capitulate. Justification for Yugoslavia is done. Declare war. Now Romania and Czechoslovakia should join too. Yugoslavia joined Allies. They called in Romania and Czechoslovakia. Are they joining? Czechoslovakia and Romania have not joined Allies yet. Czechoslovakia has. How about Romania? Romania also joined the Allies. Now, if I am not mistaken, they will all be in the peace conference. I'm not sure if I have to wait 2 weeks or not for them to be included. And it's not a long time to wait, so I'm actually going to pause my attacks just for 2 weeks, just to be sure that Czechoslovakia, Romania, and Yugoslavia are all included in the peace conference. We could actually take this much further, you know. Attack a bunch of smaller countries and have them all involved in the peace conference. The low cost of just delaying the capitulation of the United Kingdom a little bit. Maybe we should, just see if they're not naval invading us. Oh, they might want to do that. Just to be safe, let's deploy a small army of reserve forces. Who else should we get? How about Sweden? 35 days, no, too long. Maybe Poland. Let's get Poland. Yeah, we can delay this a little. Also, send the last remaining spy to the United States as well. Perhaps I should have started those justifications the moment I declared war on Britain. Justification on Poland is complete. We declare war. Make them join the Allies. Same for about Turkey. Let's do Turkey next. Poland joins Allies, and we got the British cipher. In case they try to mount a defense, we can use that. Justification on Turkey is ready. Let's declare war on Turkey. Make them join the Allies too. Who's next? Maybe Hungary. How about Hungary? Or maybe Portugal. Wait, is Brazil a major power? We could do Brazil. I don't want to mess with stuff. And Brazil has some weird stuff going on with their current focus tree. Let's do Brazil. Why not? Turkey joins Allies. National Defense State. Total mobilization. The Americans got my agent. Let's decrypt their cipher. And sadly, I cannot break her out. Brazil, declare war. Let's do the Dutch East Indies next, which also includes the Netherlands automatically. Another 10 days. And since I am prolonging this, maybe unnecessarily, deploy these troops, get them into a new army, and garrison our ports. United States enforce Monroe Doctrine. God damn it, I forgot. I forgot that Brazil is included in that. Let's do white peace with Brazil. I think they'll just rejoin. New justification, declare war. Yeah, I forgot about the Monroe Doctrine with Brazil. Are you still a member of the Allies? You are. So if they rejoin the war, I don't think the Monroe Doctrine will apply. I could date Mexico the same way, couldn't I? Let's get Mexico, although you have a truce with them, don't I? February. Next up, Portugal. 10 more days. They have called in Brazil, even though we have a truce. I don't think Monroe Doctrine will happen again. In that case, we declare war on Portugal and justify on Mexico. You can really chain these obscenely. The only problem is, the Brits are getting reinforcements. I can still crush them. We shouldn't take it too far. Justification for Mexico. Now we need to keep this going long enough for the Monroe Doctrine to trigger, for me to white peace Mexico, and for Mexico to join again. Mexico joins Allies. So who should we take? Belgium. Hungary could theoretically join the Axis, so let's leave them alone. Denmark has 30 days. Let's do Norway. Nice strategic location. They enforce Monroe Doctrine. We white peace Mexico, and we wait for Mexico to rejoin the hostilities. Attack Norway. Justify on Ireland. Why not? Let's do Ireland. Now I need Mexico back in the war. Mexico has joined back in. Let's attack Ireland and justify on Belgium. I'll be ending this soon because we don't want too many countries joining in because they're all sending troops to the UK. Belgium will get into my French territories, but once we capitulate the UK, I can always go back there. Declare on Belgium. We could have done Austria and Hungary too, but I don't want to mess with the Germans too much. One more, or is this enough? Let's do Iran. Oh, that's the last one, I think. And spiritual mobilization for recruitable population. Belgium is getting into my territory. Yeah, that's fine. It's not my core territory. Still, that's gonna mess with my industry a little bit. Better artillery. Let's declare war on Iran, and that's actually enough for now. activate the order so we can finish off the Brits. We're at war with one major country. Iran joins the Allies, that's fine. And while we still have quick justifications, I could use that to attack, say, Guatemala as a vessel to quickly get into the United States. Yeah, sure, let's do Guatemala. And get me Liverpool. Activate the British cipher and finish them off. Liverpool should be sufficient to make them capitulate. Actually, send more troops there. Be super aggressive, attack everywhere. Logistics expert, and let's research the better guns. It is ahead of time, but it's worth it. And we can start spending that political power now. Come on, get me Liverpool. That will end the war. This massive war. Agent injured, whatever. Finish them off. United Kingdom has capitulated, and all the countries that joined the Allies are now up for grabs, including Brazil and Mexico. So what do? Do we annex or do we puppet? It depends on the country. For example, Dutch East Indies. Let's puppet them. We can satellite some countries too. There's going to be a lot of countries. So yeah, sure. Satellite Kosovo. Satellite Quebec. Republic of, what is this? Rio Grande. Yeah. Next up, Yucatan. Sapmi. Oh, that's in the north here. Kemet State. Everybody we can, with some exceptions. Sidamo. Why can't I do Sidamo? I gave it to you. All the tiny countries. Not the Sultanate. Tigray. All the tiny countries. Each of them gets their own focus tree. Even Kashuby in Poland. Sure, why not? And Silesia. Each of them gets their own little focus tree. And each of these focus trees gives me factories. Even Wales. No, actually, we're not gonna be releasing Wales because I have nice compliance in Britain. So we're gonna be taking that directly. All of that. All of their core territories. So including Northern Ireland. Are there any factories here? Yes. So since we do have extra compliance, just 30%, but it does make a difference, we're taking these directly. Gambia, Guinea, all of that. We're going to be the subjects of the glorious Japanese Empire. Sudan, sure. Malta, yeah. Everything. I'm gonna have over 100 puppets after this. This is gonna make my game run so bloody slow. Do we puppet the Raj, or do we just take it? Let's not puppet the Raj, I'm gonna take it directly, because they have some independence focuses, which could be a problem. About South Africa? Yeah, we'll annex them too. Iran, I don't remember exactly, I think that the Soviets have a war goal against Iran, so we should take that directly. New Zealand we can puppet. Mexico, don't puppet Mexico, annex them, because they're problematic due to their focus tree. I think same goes for Ethiopia. I'm not sure about Canada, but just to be safe, I'm going to annex them. Same with Brazil. Australia, I think, is safe to puppet, and so is Ireland, and Portugal, and Norway. Turkey, no, don't puppet Turkey. Serbia is fine, don't puppet Yugoslavia, annex them. Same with Romania and Poland, due to stuff with Germany. Next up, Czechoslovakia, same, don't puppet Czechoslovakia. Actually, Czechoslovakia will be taken from me by the Germans. Can I release Slovakia? No. Puppet Belgium. Actually, don't puppet Belgium. Annex Belgium, due to German war goals. Right, that's it regarding the puppets. Now we stack war operations on all of those. That's a lot of clicking. Just click stack on all. This is gonna give me all of their civilian factories for 3 years? No, 5 years actually. So for the rest of the game essentially. So their puppets, just beta. We will be getting 100% of their civilian industry and 65% of their military industry. Still, it is a lot of clicking. Right, I've stacked that on all. Now I'm going to directly take all the rest of the territory that has not yet been selected from all the countries, so nothing is left. There are two good reasons to not puppet a country and annex it instead. One is if they have a weird focus tree, like for example Turkey or Brazil, and there are some, let's say, vulnerabilities that will often just let them declare independence from you. Turkey has this problem, Brazil has this problem. The other reason is, like for example Iran or Yugoslavia, or in our case Netherlands and Belgium, the problem is that other countries will get war goals. That's why I did not puppet France, for example. I don't want them to get war goals on me. Perhaps Australia and New Zealand and South Africa should also get annexed rather than puppeted, but I'll take the risk on those. Right, let's submit demands and see if we have not forgotten anything. Looks like no, we have not. Glorious border goal will happen. Now, Navy. We still should have enough score to get all the navies from everywhere. Good. And we still have some left, so let's go back to puppets, add a resource rights, and we will be confiscating their resources. Once again, stack on all the puppets we're making. This is more efficient, better for your economy than annexing those territories, but it does slow the game down a lot. And it's also a lot of clicking. Just annexing everything is way simpler. But speaking strictly from a min-maxing perspective, this is better. Right, that will do it. Submit demands, confirm and exit. We have subjugated half the world, haven't we? Now, it's not easy to discern because of the border core, and we don't have a faction yet. Is there a player map mode? There is. Oh, it only shows my direct territories. Okay, we'll make a faction soon. It will be easier to show how much we have taken. Well, we are in the midst of justifying on Guatemala, which means we will soon be at war with the United States, which means, in turn, that I need to send troops there. Oh no, I already have the war goal. I don't have that much time to execute it. Will 3 armies be enough to defeat the United States? Probably, but it would be nice to have more. So let's send those 3 armies to get in position. 2 from the north, 1 from the south. Go there quickly, please, while we deploy way more. And we're up to 300 118 factories, thanks to all the wonderful puppets that we have taken. Deploy them all over here. Make lots of them, please. Highest priority. How are we on operations? We have completed one collaboration government. That will let us do stuff a little bit easier, and we're going to need to rescue our operatives. Let's also boost our decryption, which I forgot to do. Right, we have 2 months to declare war on Guatemala. I think you guys will get there in time. Japanese Ireland. Looking good. Oh, I'm out of manpower, really? Well, I am training a lot of troops. I want to go to 2 full army groups, so let's prepare them and their orders. You will be the field marshal of the second one. Assign proper generals and make this guy aggressive. We have captured a lot of equipment, so soon we will be deploying lots of troops. Also, since we're up to a huge amount of factories, I can quickly boost my military industry. Just maximize the infrastructure in our core territory and fill it all with military factories. You guys on your way? Yes, you are. Actually, those 3 armies would probably suffice to defeat the United States, but there's a lot of land. It's much better to send more. You'll get a field marshal level order to go over here. They will be receiving reinforcements shortly. I still have a month. Deploy troops, reinforce. So with that, half of you go to this side. Yes, I could wait a few months for my armies to be properly deployed and sent where they're supposed to be, but why wait? Let's switch to extensive conscription. War goal is valid until 30th of December. Also, our fleet is now huge, isn't it? Assign all these fleets to our main admiral. 727 ships. I suppose I'll send them to guard the American coast to secure our supplies or something. And I'll go on patrol here, 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 and here, and here, and here. Why not? Just to make sure you guard me from the Americans. We are arriving. Nice. So let's not forget Guatemala, because they're the ones we're actually attacking. Who did I send down here? Okay, a quarter of this army will take care of Guatemala. Why am I not attacking the United States directly? Well, I don't want them to be securing their borders too well, that's for one. And number 2 is that I wanted to start the justification while I was still at war with Britain, so it would be faster. But 10 days is a bit too fast. So if I declare war on Guatemala, I will get an extra week or 2 thanks to the Monroe Doctrine thingy. Unfortunately, we're out of manpower and it's mobilizing slowly. Just need to make sure to not let the war goal expire. Spiritual mobilization is done. Let's do a liaison conference. +1 planning skill to all generals. Also, we're now mobilizing to, what, 7.5 minus 3, so 4.5. That will more than double our manpower. Greece has taken Albania. Right, the war goal is about to expire in just 3 days. Let's declare war on Guatemala and call all our allies. All of them, which means lots and lots of puppets. Everyone's called in. What with just Guatemala? No. Yeah, I actually should not be attacking them here because the Monroe Doctrine still has to trigger. I'm just going to stop this and hold you until the event triggers. Come on, United States. Challenge me on this. The event is automatic, isn't it? Yes. The United States enforces Monroe Doctrine. How much time until this expires? 12 days. Do I wait? I wait because our guys are still on the way. And we call their bluff. Fight me, United States. You don't stand a chance. There we go. Now, my army is a little small for such a huge front line, but we're working on it. North American Federation. Oh, that's nice. Honduras, Philippines, and the United States. Why is this nice? Because now I get my quick justifications again. Well, Honduras has joined. Not against the fascists, though, because they might join the Axis. All the rest, yeah, why not? Nicaragua, 10 days. Should I secure the other coast as well? Sure, let's secure both sides. Nicaragua justification is complete. We continue with Costa Rica, and so on. Manpower is mobilizing very slowly. These guys are not very strong, but the United States, at this point in the game, they don't really have a big army. 24 to 59 units. They can't even secure the entire front line, so we should easily take care of them. And we're also attacking them from both north and south. Now, you will notice, probably, that the game is running very slowly. That is because I have so many puppets. Guatemala has surrendered. Do I want to puppet Guatemala? Sure, why not? Stuck everything on everything. We're doing puppet gore this time. Declare war on Nicaragua. Declare war on Costa Rica. Justify on Panama. If I start attacking down south, they'll get into my Brazilian possessions. Fortunately, that doesn't really matter. Reinforcements, please. United States Cipher. Activate. Declare war on Panama. Justify on Colombia. I'm avoiding fascist states because I don't want to fight the Germans right now. Hire the Grand Battle Plan expert. And doctrines. Reinforcements incoming. Let's create our faction. The Co-Prosperity Sphere. Why do I need the faction? So we can see our possessions on the map better. New justification. Colombia. Declare war. Who's next? Peru is fascist, so no. About Argentina. How are we doing with capitulating the United States? Well enough. We're halfway there. Why is Nicaragua not joining their faction? I'm going to prepare another collaboration government on the United States, as I'm considering pausing this until I can get all of the Americas in one war. Justification. Declare. Next up, Chile. Yeah, they'll get into my Brazilian territory. It doesn't matter at all. Competing machine. A better one. Get that second collaboration government. I'll need to pause my advance if we want that. Do we want that or do we want to end now? It's March 38. Is it better to own the United States now or is it better to keep going? Let's pause the attack. Get some more countries involved in this. Because we're about to win. Oh, even though I paused the attack, we're on the aggressive, so they might... I was too late with the pause. No matter, we got what we wanted, more or less. There's gonna be some puppeting and satelliting. Hawaii, puppet. Mariana, Puerto Rico, sure. Philippines, Panama, Honduras, Costa Rica and Colombia get puppeted, and also get war reparations and resource rights. Now, I'm not sure what to do with the United States. We have 30% collaboration there, which means 30% compliance when the war ends. That would be about half of their factories after a little while. Alternatively, I could make them a puppet and get all of their civilian factories immediately. It's probably better. At least all their core territories. I'll get the islands for myself. It's funny, Alaska has no cores. I'm actually gonna puppet the rest with war reparations and with resource rights. Also, give me all your ships. 94 score left. Confirm and exit. Japanese Protectorate of America. We're up to 524 factories. So the Americans have 100 civilian factories and I'm getting all of them. Now, I am still at war with Nicaragua and Argentina. Let's take care of that. This pretty much concludes my opening moves. It's March 1938 and we're already dominating the world. But there's still the Soviet Union, the Germans, the Italians and the Chinese to take care of. But first, let me finish this focus and show you how much we got exactly. Justification for Chile. Do I still want to declare war on Chile? Well, sure, why not? Japanese Protectorate of America gets the event. Do they still have the Monroe Doctrine if I'm their overlord? I want to see this. Will I still get the war goal? If I do, Yes, okay. Alright, this seems like a bit of an oversight, because my puppet, the Japanese Protectorate of America, actually wants to fight me to protect Chile from me and themselves. Alright, let's do white peace with Chile. Yeah, the United States are probably one of the countries you should just annex rather than make a puppet. But those juicy civilian factories really were tempting. I'm not sure if they would actually declare war on me in this case, but I don't want to risk it. Those are the troops I sent to deal with Argentina, which sadly did not join the United States faction, so the war is still ongoing. Don't get me wrong, I can easily kill them, just I don't want to have to do it. Who blew the Panama Canal? Panama blew the Panama Canal. Why? Okay, Panama is another one, or at least the canal itself is another one you should just annex. Nicaragua taken care of, puppet, reparations and resources. And these factories will be growing quickly, because each of these puppets, and I have like 100, has their own focus tree, which gives them free factories. I have reevaluated my stance. I think Japan is the second strongest start, with Germany being the best, and Soviet Union being number 3. Co-prosperity sphere focus is complete, which means we have created a faction. And with that, I can show you exactly how much we own. This is us. All the cream white color is ours. So us and our puppets. From our initial possessions, we got the British Empire, all of it, France, half of South America and all of North America, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania, Yugoslavia, France, Portugal, Norway, well, I did say the British Empire already, Ireland as well. Oh, and the Netherlands and Belgium. We are at 556 factories at the moment. Germany has between 110 and 171, a quarter of what we have, similar for the Soviet Union. Still, my favorite modifier is the superior will. And with this we can befriend the Germans and do non-aggression with the Soviets, which directs us to just fight the Chinese. At this point we are very much capable of fighting the Chinese. Fighting the Chinese is alright, you just have to build supply depots and railways all the time. This was supposed to just be the opener. I got kind of carried away with America. Probably should have stopped a bit earlier. Still, we have conquered half the world by 1938. I could have stopped my invasion of the United States and just kept using my quick justifications to keep adding countries to the war, to get all of South America, all the Spanish elements of the Civil War, Bulgaria, Greece, the Baltic countries, Finland, Sweden, and so on. But if we continue, we can still do that while fighting the Comintern, the Axis, or the Chinese United Front. Now, if I were to continue this, I would probably get ready to fight the Axis now. Well, they will want to take Kashuby from us, as well as Czechoslovakia. We're definitely stronger, so I would just get ready for that. Maybe attack them first before they can even get Italy involved, because Italy is not yet in the Axis. So yeah, my next target would be Germany. After that, well, Italy is not that aggressive, so I would probably go after the Soviet Union, then Italy, and leave China for last. And in the meantime, when we're fighting some major, I would be justifying on all the smaller countries still left. Probably while fighting the Germans, I would just surround their most prominent victory points, ready to capitulate them, and keep justifying and attacking countries in South America, in the Balkans, and so on. I really like this opener. Let me know what you think and what you would like to see next. I like doing these shorter videos because I don't get burnt out on that specific scenario. So if there is sufficient interest in those opener videos, I will make more. Okay, I've disbanded my entire theater to make this look better. Just look at this glorious border gore. Don't you just love it? And if you don't, the faction map mode looks a bit better. That's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.